Hello. After a 3-year absence, I'm going to start playing some games of Dominion and posting them on this YouTube channel. Given that it has been 3 years since I played, plus or minus maybe one IRL game, I'm pretty interested to see how my mind works thinking about the game with that kind of absence. And obviously, we can expect to see a few things that I'm going to go through. Intuition gap. So I think a lot of Dominion flows on intuition of correct lines and strategies versus direct calculation needing for three piling in the endgame. And that gets built up over time and repetition and really honed with that repetition. So I think I'm going to suffer there at least for a while. The next is calculation skill. So in terms of things like a three pile out, worried that I won't be able to spot those piling lines as easily, not be able to calculate them all the way to the end, especially even considering the new expansion cards. And and there's really no substitute there other than for repetition and practice. The next is focus. In terms of playing longer games in complex kingdoms, trying to focus on all of the relevant pieces and keep it all in memory is really tricky. You have to develop a plan and a strategy, and I suspect I'll lose the thread a couple of times as I'm getting back up to speed. I also suspect deck tracking for my own deck will consume me enough that I won't be able to track my opponent's deck hardly at all. One of my favorite league games against Mick, I was tracking his deck in a Black Cat Kingdom and was able to green when I was certain he had no Black Cats, which is a really fun thing to do, but that's really tough to do unless you know how many Black Cats are in both decks, where they are, how many they've played since they last shuffled, etc. In terms of novel combinations in meta, obviously there's going to be things like Hermit Market Square that I've never seen before, and I'm just not going to see those until they come up or I read an article about them or something. If it's a game-breaking combo like Hermit Market Square, obviously I'll probably just lose a game, but there's going to be other synergies that I won't notice until my opponent starts buying cards, and I'm going to have to say, why'd they buy that? And realize they're doing something cool, and I'm a couple turns behind being able to do that. And finally, we discuss motivations. So, I'm not really planning on making a serious contention to win A League in Dominion. That's the top division, but I have competed in previous league seasons in A, taking, I think, fourth, fifth, or sixth, something like that, the couple seasons I was there. But I think in terms of just playing ladder games, generally I'm going to be trying to win. I'm not just going to want to play for the sake of playing and using up my time. I want to devote focus to it, as I said, do calculation. And really, to succeed in any mental endeavor, it's necessary to have the right motivation, to be willing to exert the mental effort to make it happen. So not playing when I'm tired, not playing when I'm, you know, distracted or frustrated with other parts of life. And obviously, you can imagine not having played for 3 years, I haven't had much motivation to play. So I decided I would start with the learning of Rising Sun, playing some ladder games to learn those concepts, and you'll see a series of shorts on the Rising Sun cards and how well I can estimate their strength and use them in ladder games. And this is also a lesson for myself to see how well I can relearn an old skill, and see what areas are most necessary for me to upgrade, improve, remodel, and if really necessary, having to grave rob to get back to a high level. Hopefully you enjoy these videos. If you have any kingdoms you want to play or see me play, leave a comment or message me on Discord. I'm happy to play them against you or review them and post them here.